Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Guys on Gaffr. Game week 11 has just finished and I am here as always, joined by Abhishek and David. How are you both doing on this fine Sunday evening?
They're doing alright. Had a wonderful wildcard score on my FPL. Not so much on Gaffr, but happy with FPL. So that's and happy with all the games that have taken place. Watched Son Heung-min scored a 13-minute hat trick, which was wonderful to see. So yeah, happy with that. How are you guys doing?
Did you have him in your wildcard team?
No.
Okay, I was like, because I also have him in one team, but it's like the worst team to have him in because it's an antsy and he got a like hand trick when you don't want any points. So like, yeah, awful. But
Just
apart
a
from
caveat,
those,
you have to have a over £10 million player in that in case people are wondering why on earth you'd pick Son in a team like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, like all the other games, apart from Gaffr, in part has gone well. But like you'll see when we go through our scores what I mean. But like yeah, it's been good.
I'm the same. Gaffr's not gone great, but the Premier League based games have all gone quite well for me this week. Sky FPL fan team. So yeah, well, let's have a look at how our teams have done then. Abhishek, you are up first. It's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a lot of sighing in the next 5 minutes. Across all three of us, not just Abhishek.
Yeah, I mean, let's start with the missed pen. I brought Robinson in and he missed a pen. I mean, really, I have no words for him. I don't know how Pookie did not got the goal. He just got the assist, which is beyond me. Apart from that,
it did hit Byram last.
Apart from that, I'm happy with Charles's 10 points, Ahmed's 10 points. Preston, I mean, Brady was benched, but why did he come on? I could have gotten 4 points of Roberts, but anyway, Brady got me 1 point, Woodman got me 2 points. It's worrying times. It's worrying times for Preston owners, Preston player owners, I guess, because they are not keeping any and they're not scoring goals as well. So I think the bubble has burst, and we have to go and look somewhere else, I guess. And apart from that, Evans got me 3 points. O'Dowda and Burriton got me 2 points apiece. So I got a hit. So I have taken a hit. So 59 minus 4, it's 55 points, and it has dropped down in the overall rankings to 1.9k. So that's 100 places rank drop, and not a good way to go into the international break. But the thing is, I have 2 boosts left. That's the brilliant thing about it. So I need to have certain plans and certain thoughts. I have to have some press conference or mini conference with my squad members to see whom to keep and whom to sell as of now. So yeah,
Conway's done a good little job for you. Got another goal this week. I think did he get? He's got another return in last week as well. I think he's done right.
Yeah. Even that's the only player that I have confidence. Even if Bristol play a much more difficult opponent, because he's gonna get at least Bristol gonna score at least 1 goal, and believe it or not, it's either gonna be Wyman or Conway getting the goal or assist either way. So I'm happy to own Conway because it saves me 4 million.
Plenty.
Yeah, from Wyman. So I'm happy to own him. So yeah, it helps me to own Burriton and Pookie. That's the real thing. So yeah,
nice.
That's me.
All right, David, you have 2 teams on the screen. On the eye, and which just let everyone know which team's your first team first.
If you're on YouTube, you probably see it in like the size of the screenshots because like I wanted the best team to have like the most screen time. But yeah, I don't even know if it's like allowed, but like I had to show it somewhere, I think, because like I have one team, like the team that actually matters, did awfully, like 59 minus 8. Also with Robinson vice captain in my team. Thankfully Pookie got something, like, yeah, nothing else. And that's like the team that's in all the competitions. And I like got the notification on Twitter today that I was not, like knocked out of the Gaffr Champions League.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Bye-bye.
but that's like the worst team to have in the competitions, because like if it was flipped, like if I had like the Scandinavians in like quotations, because like there's not much. I've gotten some stick from Joe, like because I have 7 Scandinavians in that team, but like there's not like there's anymore. Like if I want to have Force and Reese Jakobsen, like I could, but yeah, they're
You've
bad.
got the good option. You've got the only viable options, basically.
Yeah,
I mean,
and they're doing well. Like
Yeah.
I'm Hodlich and Berge. Like what's
Yeah.
happening? Yeah. But yeah, like for those now haven't that are listening, I played Party Bus this week with Colin, Giles, Jones, Bree, and Ahmed Hodgic, and got 119 points, which gave me a game week rank of 3. So that's like the best week I've had in Gaffr all the year, and that's like for my second team, which is now 154 in the world.
With one who's played.
Yeah, that's the like the most crazy part. Like that was the first boost I played, and the reason I played this week was because like, oh no, I like have to play boosts before the game week runs out. Like, so it's like so crazy. So it can get even better. So
it'll be top 50.
It's the same old saga. I mean, it's the same old saga that we all have one dead team in every fantasy games that we play, addition to our main teams. So the dead teams are winning as of now.
Yeah, thankfully I didn't go for like this is not a dead team. Thankfully, I was debating it at the start, but like I can still make moves. So yeah, but I will try my hardest to like keep the main Scandinavian people in the team, but like the other options are more like up for rotation. So this should probably be the team that I'm like updating you this each week, because like it's not interesting to listen to if I got like, oh, I got from 2.9k to 2.7k. Yay. So yeah, I'll have to do some thinking about that.
Right. My team. Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know how to feel about this week really. What did I do? I took a -8. I sold Hume, Sims, and Saar, and bought Ogbene, Muniz, captained him, and Bree. Bree was a good transfer in. I was pleased with that. I've got 63 -8. But yeah, I brought in Muniz and captained him, and it did not go to plan. I was looking at his stats, his heat maps. He was like constantly just in the penalty area. Had returned quite well the last few weeks. I thought Rotherham's a good fixture, and like there are a couple more good fixtures in the next couple of game weeks as well. So I thought it was a good pick, but not to be. So strikers are just a minefield at the moment. I mean, I've got Stupinian, Muniz, and Godden. Now, I don't think we recorded after last game when I got Godden in, but I remember seeing Angus's team and seeing that he'd brought in Carlton Morris last game week and thinking, why didn't I think of that? Because he just never crossed my mind when I bought Godden last game week, and he's gone and got 3 goals in 2 games. He just never crossed my mind. So fair play to people who've brought in Carlton Morris, because that was inspired. And I was looking at strikers for Stewart, didn't even think of him.
Yeah, that Morris one really surprised me as well, because I mean, it was a pick that was. I mean, I did talk to Angus about it somewhere before that why are you picking him? And he did back me up. I'm forgetting the reason about it, but he did back me up, and the result is there to be seen. It was 3 goals, and we all were thinking about owning only Bree and now no one else. And here is Morris getting the points.
His underlying stats were good. I'd already made the Godden transfer. So, but then I saw that Angus had got him, and then I looked at his stats, and they looked really promising. I was like, oh, could have got him. But anyway, never mind. There's an element of hindsight there, certainly. So 63 minus 8.
It's not only hindsight, it's the SAR pick that we were all concentrating, that we forgotten about it.
We'll come on to that.
All our focus was on SAR, so that's why we forgot about it. It's not hindsight, it's due to one person and one person alone.
Take me back to game week. Was it either after game week 7 or game week 8 where I was 120th, and then the next week I bought SAR, and now I am 554th. So, yeah, I'm not happy with the rank at the moment, and I'm just kind of maybe seeing. I've got one boost left, so top 200 after game week 15 would be nice. Just to be in a good enough position to kind of reset at game week 15 and go from there. We'll see. But it's not going great for any of us at the minute. Let's have a look at our pod teams though. Thursday Night Wars. We did well. What did we do? What were our moves? We did a -8. We sold SAR. We sold Stuart. No.
J-Rod.
J-Rod's 11-pointer. We sold J-Rod's 11-pointer.
Yeah.
And we sold someone else. Dean Garnett.
Yeah.
And we brought in Brownhill for 5. Pookie. Captained him. And Che.
Nice.
And we got 80 -8, so we got away with it with J-Rod. We scored 80 -8, a really good score from us this week, thanks to our 4 at the back there, and Njai, and Pookie's assist. And we beat we beat EFL Fantasy and the community team. We won. Come on, let's go. We needed that, considering both the other teams have 2 boosts left to play. So I'm happy. I'm buzzing.
I mean, the only happiest moment from Gaffr this week is that our pod team has scored really well, and we are that's the only happiest point.
We were so close to like giving up the second place to the community, and now we have a bit of an edge, so that's good. We were like talking about this, how are they like catching us? That's what's happening. But yeah, bit of a lifeline.
The community team have been doing well. But they got 67 this week and came last. It was really close. It was 67 community team, 69 EFL Fantasy, I think, and 72 for us. So it was really close. Like only 5 points between third and first. And the community team's done well since their wildcard. So that's happy days for us. Needed that.
Yeah, I think there's 2 cases now. We can see that after playing overall, doing really well. So basically, it says again one thing, that if your team requires it, then certainly use the overall boost. Don't just, if you don't want to use the overall boost, but don't use the other boost, that's not a problem. If your team requires it, definitely use it. If your team doesn't, then don't use it.
Yeah, I'm still trying my best not to use it, but you could be right. To be fair, you could definitely be right with that. Let's look at the standings. The standings are as follows. So we actually did a brief. I think David and I both kind of individually checked the scores, and it's actually changed slightly, and it does come out better for us. So EFL Fantasy guys, if you're listening, feel free to check it yourselves. We're pretty sure this is correct. Essentially, in game week 4. We had it down as EFL Fantasy beat us by 1 point to finish second, and we finished third. But I don't know whether there was a late points update or something, but we actually won that week. Or came second, sorry, that week. So it's 16 points for EFL Fantasy, 14 for us, and 10 for the community team. So we are hot on the heels of EFL Fantasy, but I'm sure we won't be ahead by the time we get to Game Week 15 with the boosts that they have. So, but importantly, we shouldn't be too far behind going into the next set of boosts. So, all to play for. We feeling confident?
Yeah. So
at least
this week 3 points really it was needed.
Yeah, we need all the points we can get before the boost, so like everything will just take.
Yeah. I suspect there'll be at least one away days played next game week amongst the other two teams, because it seemed
12 and 14. I'm afraid of these 2 weeks from them.
Yeah, but we can give the listeners tips, but not like like okay, we're basically giving tips to the community team and EFL either way. But yeah,
if we need to take a big hit, we could take it this week. That might be a good week to take it. Would be this week. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, could be a good tactic. Good tactic to get the hits out the way and be ready for when they don't have the boost. But then if they don't play away days, then we're in the mud. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. A couple of things to talk about today. We're going to talk about double game week 14, but we've got a little fun segment here, which is we've got our top 10. Does the order matter? It's roughly in order, isn't it? At least roughly.
Yeah.
Like,
you can say it's in order, the right order, at least for us.
It's basically the people that are in the bad books, in our bad books from this season, who we can just have a moan about, basically, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Have a moan. If we start at number 10, we've got Jacob Brown. Abhishek, do you want to have a moan about Jacob Brown? Why is he on our bad bunch list?
Well, I don't know why he's on, but apparently he hasn't been scoring like last season, and it's really been Stoke hasn't been performing well. Hopefully they do turn around their season, but as of 11 games on, they are not doing well. I mean, Baker is getting all the points, nothing from rest of the guys. So I'm hoping that Jacob Brown do come well as the season moves along after the international break. So yeah, slight moan, but only got 3 points from him on the weeks that I owned him. So that's why I'm not happy. Hopefully he turns it around, and hopefully I can have those points once again.
We'll see. Richard Wood, is it Richard? Anyway, Wood of Rotherham. Yeah. David, why is he on our bad bunch list?
Yeah, it's like a conflicting one, because like but because we're talking about our bad books player or bad bunch players, he's definitely on the list because he has gotten so many points, but all of them on the bench.
Lots of
yeah, so he's a good player and he gets like goals and assists, but like he's in the price range where you can like feel good about benching him, and like if it like happens that he gets a goal, you can just say like, oh yeah, it was justified decision, but like
useful tip for Wood owners: watch David's Gaffr teams right before the start. If he benches him, do not bench him.
Yeah. Of course, that's a good tip actually. Yeah, because he should be like 5.5 at least. He's like time and caliber. It seems like so. Yeah.
I can't work out if it's just randomness these goals, whether there's actually some proper threat there. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, let's move on. He's like irritating me. So
at least he won us. The 3 points for our pod team this week. At least so
that's a good point. So that's why he's not like further up the list. He's just like. The
next one is my one. Or have either of you guys owned Ellis Sims as well?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got him in. I don't know. Game week 3, game week 4. He's done zilch. He's not returned a single time for me. Sometimes I benched him, other times I played him, and he's not returned a single time. I'm trying to think if he's returned on the week I've benched him. I don't think so, but he's basically Ross Stewart's been the guy. There've been a couple of times I remember watching the Norwich game, hit the post and stuff, but
why did you get him over Stewart? Like,
because at that point Sims had I think he'd only played like once. He'd scored a brace, and it's classic error of fantasy football going off a small sample. Stewart, I think it became clear to me after a couple more games that Stewart was the better pick, but at that point it was too late. Like, I'd already got Sims. I thought the money that I was saving would have been useful at the time.
Yeah.
So that's that one.
And when you got Stewart, he got injured. So like.
Yeah.
That's not him. At least he got the points of before the week midweek points. At least he got that.
I didn't get those. Did you?
I took him And after on the game day, I hear he has an injury and
Me
he's
too.
out for a long term.
Me
So
too.
that's a transfer wasted.
Yeah, among many others. Yeah.
Horrible week. Next up, we've got Troy Parrott, who I've definitely owned. Have you guys owned as well?
Yes.
Yes. How long
I
did you
don't.
own him for, David?
Ooh, I don't know, like a couple of weeks, because like I didn't have it. That was like the point when we didn't have any like obvious replacements before the Superman got a hat trick and everything was changed up. Like, just have a look. How have you owned him? You have owned him, right?
I have owned him. I got rid of him a little while ago. I'm just trying to see how long I had him for. Maybe like 4 game weeks, something like that. Let's see.
Yeah, he was consistently
5.
scoring 1 points for you. For all
Yeah.
the weeks that you played.
I had one Preston option, and it was a striker for a team that never scored goals.
Clever us, eh? Clever us.
Yeah,
I had him for
yeah,
3
so-
game weeks. Game week 3 to game week 5. I had him.
I'm just looking at it, and I probably had him. I had him from game week 4 to game week 7 when I got him out.
I did sell him
So,
for a Stupinian, so that was nice for his 21 pointer.
Oh yeah, you got that one. I got him 1 week later, and I think I got him like max 12 points from him in total.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So looked like he had lots of shots on target, but Preston just can't hit the back of the net. So yeah, he's in our bad books. He's in the bad bunch. Number 6 on the list is Rashika, who is funny enough, he's gone. He's gone to Galatasaray, was it?
Yeah.
Random. The number 1 expensive midfielder for everyone at the start of the season, for most people anyway. Swift and Rashika were in a lot of teams, and
yeah, that was like a 50-50 decision, like before people. I remember that.
yeah.
That was
I mean, I had both, but Rashika got a
Yeah,
10-pointer in game week 2, and then he did nothing outside of that.
I did not own Rashika at all. So.
You're all right then, David. Well, how long did you own him for?
Yeah, probably quite a long time. Like, he was properly irritating, and I think I got Sinani in that. I think he was the one to make way for Wallace, though, so that was like good.
Oh yeah.
But actually, I only owned him until game week 4, because that was I was weak. I played midfield animals and got like 43 points. So yeah, it didn't help, but it was at least a good feeling to get rid of that was Rashika. I hope he's doing well in Turkey, but like
Yeah. There's just so many options in their attacking midfield, I guess. I sold him after ahead of game week 3, so I didn't have him for very long at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's a classic the Warner situation. Player coming from Germany, do not settle well in England. Now he's off to somewhere else. It's a classic Warner situation. You can say.
All right, next on the list is Sinani. This is number 4. He's one I did manage to swerve, although I very nearly got him in at one point. But you guys have owned, is that right?
Yeah, and got 1 return out of 11. I think I have owned him for 9. Oh no, I still own him. So I just gotten 1 return out of him.
still own him. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't have the chance to get him out as of yet. So yeah, I got a return. He sat on 3rd on my bench. So I didn't get his return on that day, but I did get a return from him out of the 11 games. So yeah, he did not work well for me. He was my Cantwell or Rashika replacement, but seemingly Norwich midfield is not doing pretty well. I mean, their defensive midfielder is at the top of the points in Gaffr from midfield section. So really, it's either Tuki or Sargent at the moment. So Sinani needs to go out from my team sooner rather than later.
I'm surprised you've kept him this long, like when you can get so many other like good moves.
Yeah, because I wanted to play with 3 strikers every week. That's why I did not want to disrupt or take him out and place a good player on my bench. So I was happy with him sitting on the bench because anyway he was going to give me 1 or 2 points if anybody misses out. That's why I did not took him out. But now it's costing me because 7 million sitting on a bench. I could have spent on open and got those 50 odd points much more, which would have helped me much more, helped me in getting green arrows much more rather than getting lots of red arrows. So yeah, these are the decisions that have gone wrong. I need to think it over this international break and sort of a plan to get rid of these dead woods.
Yeah. Next one then is Obafemi. Did you have him, Abhishek? I know David and I did.
Yeah. I own Piro.
David, do you want to go first with moaning about Obafemi out of us two?
I'll just add in that I had Sinani for 1 week. I just noticed, and that was I got him out for Swift. Vice captain him, and I got 1 point. So I probably was so irritated I took it straight out again. So that was a good decision on my part, I guess. But yeah, Obafemi, I don't think I own him more than 2. What really? I'm looking at my game weeks and I'm going back to game week 2. Yeah, game week 2. I got rid of him after game week 2, and then after that he started to perform, didn't he?
Yeah, I did exactly the same. I think he got 2 goals in 2 games after that. And now he's not even a starter. He's not even in the team anymore, to be fair. So.
What's happening? Has he performed very badly and just got dropped?
He's just been dropped. Yeah, Pirot is playing up front on his own. I think he's more effective. Pirot is probably more effective up top himself.
Okay, so Pirot doesn't play the 10 anymore.
No, Pirot's playing up top. He's actually looking a decent option at the moment.
Yeah, because that's why he's doing so well. Because he's not just setting up goals, he's just getting goals as well. He
hit the woodwork twice against Hull, and then scored. Yeah. Although the goal he got was an absolute gift. I was watching it. It was Figueiredo just passed it straight to him, and he was still on goal. And did you see? Oh, while we're on the subject, did you also see the second goal that Swansea scored? It was it was another really awful defensive mix. Now Figueiredo, he did quite well for Forest last season at times, but he basically, the keeper dived for the ball and Figueiredo had it at his feet.
Oh wait, he did hit the ground or something? I saw it on TikTok.
So Figueiredo goes down. I think, this is my theory, Figueiredo thought it was an opposition player that would basically tripped him over, so he fell on the floor expecting it to be a foul, but it was his own goalkeeper who caused the contact. So he didn't. So rather than just clearing the ball, he fell over, and then the Swansea player scored. It's like, what are you doing, mate? Clear the ball with the contact.
That makes way more sense because he fell because I didn't understand because it was almost what's it called, making it up it was tackled, and from my perspective it looked like he kicked the ground and stubbed his toe or something. But he got just tripped by his player.
Taken out by his own keeper.
Yeah, in your own penalty box, you don't dive rule 1.
Hull was so bad in that game, so not good.
So are Hull bad now or just the defense? Because Estupiñán doesn't do anything.
Estupiñán didn't do anything from what I saw in that game, but in previous games he's got quite unlucky. He's been hitting the woodwork and stuff. So I'm a bit unsure about Estupiñán. I was confident in him before the Swansea game, but he was pretty poor. So
yeah, I mean, 4 key players are missing from that Hull lineup, so naturally it has affected them quite a bit. So hopefully, with the return of those 4 key players, they will improve. But speaking of Swansea, while we are on the subject of Pirot, I mean, he's playing up top alone. That makes him quite a dangerous striker rather than pairing him up with Obafemi. His stats have improved quite a bit while he's playing alone up top. So he can be another decent option after the international break if Swansea starts to get those results. 2 wins on the bounce, pretty much clean sheets. They kept clean sheets, so it's a nice start. One to keep an eye on.
Yeah, he's one to look at. I don't think it's 2 wins on the bounce because they lost to Sheffield United in midweek, but they did win the game before that, to be fair, yeah. I think, the QPR game. Yeah. Let's move on to number 2. We've got 2 more in our list. Number 2 is Sorba Thomas. I'm quite surprised he's this high up, but David, is this you?
You wouldn't be surprised if you had him in your team last 2 game weeks. Because I bought him last game week, and he got subbed at 46 minutes. And I saw in the chat that like people, one of the guys just said like he was like gesturing to his own fans and like and they were booing him on the way out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And after the next game, he was like dropped, and I don't think he did he even come on. I don't think so.
I didn't realise that. I didn't realise he'd been then dropped this time.
Yeah, so I just bought him at like the worst ever time. Like he's not even like performing badly. Like the main reason he's just like in the bad books with like team and the club, and it's just like all is just bad with him. And he's 8 million and like at the same level as Chair, and I have him in my team. So, and I also took Diangana out instead of him because I thought Diangana was injured and Thomas didn't start. Like it's, yeah, you understand now. Hopefully.
Okay, I get it now.
So it's a very recent bad books moment.
Although they have recently sacked their manager, so we'll see what happens with that. But...
yeah, he's going out to my team as soon as possible after the international break. So.
And that brings us to number 1, the guy who has pretty much single-handedly messed up all of our seasons. It feels like he has ruined my season, and it's only we're not even a quarter of the way through yet.
Yeah.
Ismail Assar, get in the bin.
But he only played 30 minutes since he came into our teams. He only played 30 minutes. That's it.
And I don't know about you, but I took a -4 and restructured my whole team to get him in. Did you guys also do the same? You took hits, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I've had him 2 times in my team, and both times he got injured and like had the hope of getting started, and he doesn't. And like, yeah, I probably lost like points on having him in the first place.
I didn't.
And he was also on the midfield dynamos.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, he was like the main culprit of that going like horribly bad. So I don't put myself and just blame Sar.
Yeah, I have lost trust. I have lost trust in Watford players now.
Yeah, he's not coming near a team ever again. And watch me get him like for a double in game with 42. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if Watford gets, I mean, if I bring a Watford player, it will be their defenders for the double. No one else. I'm not trusting their attacker anymore. Because
that's a bit fun because I have Sema and Pedro in my other team. So I'm like not listening to you. But,
yeah,
or in my headphones, that's nice.
I have lost. I mean, Pedro, without Sar, Pedro do not work as well. So he's not an option. Sar, hell no. Maybe Sema. Sema can be an option.
Keenan Davis scored.
Yeah, he scored.
Yeah. Yes, Keenan. Love Keenan. So good. I hope he gets in the team and starts because he was so good last season for Forest. He was so good. Brilliant at holding the ball up, shrugging off defenders, bringing others into play. You can see him being like one of those players that can hold up the ball for a Sar running behind sort of thing. But for that, Sar needs to actually play. So,
and I mean, if he stays fit for 5 games, then we are gonna have to see in a different way to him. But I am not feeling confident that he will stay fit at least for 2 continuous 90 minutes. He's not gonna stay fit.
The fact that he didn't get sold is not like has ruined us because
that has.
If he got sold, it wouldn't have been a problem. He was so like hot on everyone's radar and transfer thing, but that's just
because it's because of their personal terms.
Yeah.
I mean, Watford and Villa have agreed a fee, so that's not a problem for the club. That's a problem for the player. That's why he's not. His head has gone. He needs some break time. Hopefully, this international break can help him.
Bit inconsiderate of him not to move to Villa
And
for the sake
in
of
the
our
30
Gaffr
minutes,
teams, isn't it? Really, he should have really borne us in
Yeah.
mind there.
yeah. Plus, in the 30 minutes that he played, he didn't look the old Sar at all. So that's also worrying. So that's can we say that his head has got
Yeah,
down.
one thing is like he messes up our teams, but like it's worrying from like a player standpoint. Like he's been one of the players that was most exciting for the teams that weren't in the championship, and then it's like dropped off so much and because of the injury. It's like it's a bit sad, but like yeah, it's we are a bit petty when it comes to fantasy. So
Yeah, we are.
yeah, we like on the real term, like we want him to do well, but like he's messed up our team, so we're a bit like salty. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more than a bit salty, I have to say. Very salty. I'm salty.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Yeah.
Sorry, Watford fans.
Yeah. Sorry, not sorry. Like.
Yeah.
Wow. That closes off our list of 10 in the bad bunch. And yeah, hopefully we feel a bit lighter. I don't feel. I thought I would feel a bit lighter having just moaned and got all this off our chest, but maybe not. It's just more depressing.
What it's done for me is like just picking up the bad memories and just like have them all at the same time. Didn't make it better. Yeah, I'm going no more mad. Sorry.
Yeah, revisiting our red arrow weeks once again.
Yeah. So now everyone can see in all its glory why all three of us are struggling a bit in Gaffr at the moment, and why it's really not gone very well.
Hopefully it's like fun to listen to, and just
Hopefully.
like compared to your awesomely well doing teams.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's nice to see our fellow loyal listeners to do well than us. So that's a bonus. So, yeah.
Indeed. Cool. So that's that. We should probably talk about some actual content moving forwards. You know, that would be good, wouldn't it? We've got a double game week coming up. Lots of fixture-related news has come out in the past couple of weeks. So, huge double in game week 20. There may still be a couple of fixtures going in there. Double in 17, and the Wigan-Blackburn game has gone into game week 14 before the boost reset. And let's see so Blackburn have got Rotherham at home, Wigan away, and Wigan have got Cardiff at home, Blackburn at home for that week. So, with that in mind, that has actually thrown up some interesting variation in boost strategies, I feel. I have my plan for my last boost. Abhishek, you got 2 boosts. David, you got 1 boost. I guess the first question is, how are you going to approach this double game week? How many doubling players are you planning on getting in? And like, which assets do you think are worth getting in? There's lots of questions here. I'm just going to leave the floor to you to give your thoughts. And then the other question is kind of, how are you approaching boosts with this double? I don't know who wants to kick off out of you guys.
Yeah, I can just say I'm getting as many players as possible because I'm doing so badly. Like, and I need this double to work, basically to save my last boost. So yeah, I'm looking at options, and it was very helpful to have make the polls for the community team because like there were basically 3 out of 4 Kamara replacements were from either Blackburn or Wigan.
So we know what they're doing.
Yeah. They got Pickering in this week, but the other options were Kerr for 4.6 for Wigan and Sanchez Ayala for 5 at Blackburn. So, yeah, defenders are a possibility. I'm not like, I don't know any of the like, oh, actually, I do know Max Power, but I don't know if he's playing at the moment. I haven't checked.
I think he's playing. I'm not sure how nailed he is, but I saw him on the Huddersfield highlights. So he was playing that game at least. I don't think he's an option though, particularly.
I may just get him for the vibes, like he's not doing anything.
Expected vibes.
Expected vibes. Yes, he's at least like always playing 90 minutes, so that's good.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah. But I don't know if he maybe gets like some bonus points, but he probably won't get any goals.
He hardly gets bonus points.
Okay.
And boost wise, David, were you playing? Is it Captain Fantastic that week?
Yeah, I think so. Like if not, I would have to play Park the Bus. I'm not like confident in those teams for Park the Bus. But I'm more confident in Will Keane and Breton Diaz for vice and captain. I think, maybe. But yeah, that's like what I'm thinking at the moment. I also have gotten in Hedges because he's doing so well and I want some of that too. But I don't think I will vice captain him. So he's just there because play for Blackburn. He's doing well. So yeah, I think I'm pretty certain I'll play that boost because I'm not sure everyone else will do it. I've seen some people on some chats like thinking about it, but I think I'm pretty certain. Like in the percentages we talked about sometimes in season, it's probably like 75-80%, and it's a long time to go. So yeah, we'll probably get more closing to the game week.
Sounds good. So that's one strategy. Abhishek, what are your plans for approaching the next few weeks then in this double?
Yeah, I'm not targeting like David this double because I'm seeing it as an ordinary double, as an ordinary game week where I have two teams that are playing double. So what I can do is I have 3 transfers till 14, I think. Yeah, 3 transfers. 3? Yeah, 3.
Yeah, we have 3. Yeah, assuming we don't have 2 free transfers for game week 12, we all have 3 transfers.
Yeah, 3 transfers. So by 3 transfers, I only need 2 players maximum, at best 3 players, and the main 2 ones are Breton Diaz and Will Keane. These are the 2 main options for the double. Looking at the fixtures, apart from that, none of really tells me to go for them. I mean, Pickering is an option, Sanchez Ayala is an option, Tilt is an option. Tilt is an option. If Amos is fit, then he is an option as well from Wigan. And I think Noah Lang.
Lang's an option, yeah.
Yeah, so he's been performing for the past 2 game weeks. So yeah, he's an option as well. But the two main ones are Will Keane and Breton Diaz. So I don't require much of a hit to get to them, but 2 transfers should do well. Now, in terms of boosts, it's not that you need to have to play that boost. Yeah, if you're in a position of David, then certainly to improve your rank, you kind of need to play the boost. But if you are in a stable position, Gaffr wise, rank wise in this game, I don't think playing a designated boost like midfield dynamo, spark the bus, or captain fantastic is required for game week 14.
Can I jump in and question your logic?
I mean, it's
Here we go.
Just the thing is, you said it depends on what your rank is, but surely at this stage, regardless of what your rank is, it shouldn't really affect your plans too much, unless you really feel you need to chase. I guess if you really feel you need to do a differential, but I feel like it's a bit early for that. Just play what's best, regardless of whether you're first in the leaderboard or whether you're 2K.
It's a 50-50 decision for me.
Yeah.
Because if somebody really needs, let's say those who have no boosts, they really would want to nail those Blackburn and Wigan assets to get them in a decent position from those managers that are playing boosts. So it's really a 50-50 decision. I am not playing any boost on that day. I am playing a whole different boost because I'm looking to get play overall on game week 14.
Okay, so you can load up then if you want to.
I can. Yeah, I can, but I won't because I have my eye on game week 17 and game week 20.
Yeah.
Because I am playing boosts on those game weeks. With that in mind, I am not going to play. I have to restructure my team quite a bit so that I am well positioned to play certain boosts on game week 17 and 20 after we get them, as always. But my target is playing boosts on 17 and 20. 20 is 100% sure I'm playing a boost. 17
the whole of Gaffr will be playing a boost that week.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what boosts are going to get on the second set. So that will be a conversation for later episodes. But speaking of game week 14, I'm not looking to play any designated post. I am looking to play overall, but it really depends on whatever position you are in. And apart from two assets from one each from Blackburn and Wigan, I don't think you need to take a whole lot of more players
Yeah.
from.
It depends on what kind of player you are. Like we had some when the Rotherham had doubles and triples, and like you got the Rotherham player even though they were very bad, like because you just see it's double and you get like excited. But yeah, you can just like bank on them not happening. But I would rather be in the position of having at least some players in case they do well because they have two
Yeah.
shots at it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I also
definitely.
understand your viewpoint of like if we don't get an overhaul in the next set, you're laughing like because you have set up your team and people with scrambling for players that have doubles and you just have them. So
Yeah.
I think both is very viable. I hadn't thought about like overhauling that way, but yeah, it's a good take for sure.
Yeah, and actually, go on.
Yeah, it's as David said. I think it's. I'm not saying that don't go for any players, but from Blackburn and Wigan. I'm saying that it's not that you need 3 or 4 players, maximum 2. It should help you enough for getting good amount of points.
It depends on who you're taking out, like if they're better or worse.
And bear in mind, you might be holding these players through a few more weeks, or like you definitely don't have 6 of them and then still have them in your team in game week 15, right? So
yeah. Sure.
So my strategy then is I was a bit torn, but basically I was kind of thinking, well, part of the bus doesn't really work in game week 14 if I'm not going to get Blackburn and Wigan players, and I don't see why I would ever get Blackburn and Wigan defenders in. So I kind of eliminated that from my mind. So essentially, I've got 1 boost left. Initially I was planning on doing it this week, game week 11, but I had too many fires to sort out with SAR. I just had issues to solve basically, like Sims and stuff, and so I was like, I'm not going to do it. It would have been quite successful though, because I got 10, 10, 8, and then 10 from Matson on my bench, and then 0 from Lindsay. So it would have actually worked really well. So my plan is instead to do it in game week 13, to do part bus in game week 13, and just not do a boost in game week 14, because it would have to be Captain Fantastic on Raritan Diaz, which is okay, but in terms of actual fixture gain, I think it works out about the same playing part of the bus across 5, so sort of gain of 3.5 versus a gain of.
Let me cut you a bit. Did these South American teams have games in this international break?
I'm sure they will, but I don't know whether it will actually factor into Gaffr, considering well, game week 14 is way after the.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Brereton Diaz can return to form, because at the moment when he plays for Chile, he scores goals for fun. But for Blackburn, he's not been so much prolific. Although for the last, I think in 3 games, he scored 2 goals. So
yeah, I mean, Rotherham and Wigan are plum fixtures. You couldn't ask for better fixtures. Basically, my plan is to ignore the double until game week 13, play part of the bus in game week 13 with, well, I'll come on to the plans later, and then probably take a hit for Brereton Diaz, and that'll do. I've got Amos as well in goal. I bought him with the double in mind. My defenders, I'll talk about part of the bus when we go through our teams later, so I'll talk about it then. But yeah, I think, I'm kicking myself that I didn't get Hedges instead of Ogbene this week. Hedges just slipped my mind completely, didn't think of him at all, and I went for Ogbene instead. They were the same price, so I should have got Hedges to have another double gaming player, I think. But Ogbene's not a bad player to own, so I think I'm just going to go into the double gaming with Brereton Diaz and Amos, and that'll be it. Will Keane, I'm not convinced by as an asset at all. He has got 3 goals and an assist, which is not bad. But I think he's a pen merchant personally. I think he's 2 of his 3 goals were pens. His stats are not very good. His heat maps are not very good. Like he plays for a bad team, even though they're good fixtures. Like
you're gonna upset a lot of Will Keane fans.
I know a lot of people have bought him, but he's had 1.4 shots per game, which is 0.4 shots on target per game. So that's less than 1 shot on target every 2 games. So I am going to swerve Will Keane, I think, unless it would have, especially as it would have to be for another hit. If I had an extra free transfer, I'd consider it for like Estupinian, maybe. I think I'm going to swerve Keane and see what happens. I may get punished, but I just don't see any signs that he's worth buying aside from the fact that he takes penalties. So you're basically banking on penalties. That's my opinion of him, anyway.
He's gonna put his head on the line now.
I mean, he's
it's not the worst bet to have, like that with Keane not doing well. Like, it's a good chance. So I'll just be the opposite because I already have him. I won't take him out, but like
yeah, he's a hold. If you've got him, he's a hold, 100%. It's not like you should sell him.
Yeah, and I got a goal from him, so I'm good.
But I have seen in the community that a lot of people are buying them, and like he's a must-have because of the double game week and the great fixtures, and I don't see it that way, basically.
Yeah, that's a bit radical. Yeah,
to be fair, all those guys that are saying he's a must-have, all are playing Captain Fantastic and gonna put the armbands on Victor Diaz and Will Keane. Yeah. That's why they're saying. There's no reason. No sane people are saying.
I look forward to Will Keane getting 2 points that week, and then one of the single game week players that's good going off. Swift or Wallace. And that'll be my vice captain. He says that could very much not happen. Disclaimer: I'm not saying that will happen. I'm just that's the outcome I'm hoping for. It may not happen.
Yeah, it's not like people are like depending on us for knowing what's going to happen. Like,
True.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how our like table predictions are doing end of season, because like they're probably the same caliber as this what we're doing at the moment.
Yeah, I think there were some we've got very wrong. I mean, Swansea, I got Swansea very wrong. Unless their form continues to turn around and they do.
We all got Swansea very wrong.
Fifth is not happening. Fifth is not happening.
We all got Swansea very wrong as of now after 11 games.
And Middlesbrough. I mean, even my 7th prediction isn't looking very good.
No.
Birmingham. We all said Birmingham are picking up wins.
Birmingham are a weird team. They just randomly beat West Brom, and then they don't. They look terrible in attack a lot of the time, and they randomly beat West Brom 3-2. It's like very strange.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything else to add on kind of game week 14 or like the last 4 game weeks before we hit the new boosts?
I would just say, like, play your own game. Like, don't get too persuaded by like the almost template. It's not like a template at the moment, but like template in terms of what people think about the double. Like, if you want to swerve it, that's okay. If you want to just load up like problem do, that's okay. Like, and it could work out either way. So yeah, it's not like one correct way to play it, basically.
Completely agree with that. I think all 3 of us have said slightly different strategies, and when I've listened to your guys' strategies, I thought, yeah, that's fine, that works, that's viable. Like, there's loads of viable strategies and ways to go about this. Doesn't mean that one of us will be. I mean, it's likely that at least one of us will have gone wrong, and others it will have gone well. Like, outcomes could be vastly different, but that's fantasy football, isn't it?
If I was to like bet on who would do worse with like the final boost, I would probably bet on myself. Because it's like the most risky play.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. So
and I think we kind of need to. It's that point of the season that fixtures matter more now.
Yeah.
Just play the fixtures, whatever it is in your side. Just play with them, not plan too far ahead.
Yeah, I guess we know which of the green fixtures a bit more now. Like, Rotherham's not quite as green as we thought it would be, for example. We've got lots of information now. Yeah.
So don't load up on any team's asset. It's gonna wreck up your team even more come double game week time.
Right, so we'll just quickly go through the Felix Kenan Cup standing, top 10. And in first place we have Ronrid. He's I think he's doing well in the overall as well, but he got 67 points this week, which is decent. And the next 2 are Up E Loot High. That was a difficult Twitter thing, but his team name is Lucy D Cypher. And we have Karsty in third. And Billy Hadaway is there, Whitebeard, So some familiar names that have been in the top 10 for a really long time, but it's very tight. Like the top 3 is like 785 is the first, second 783, 82, 73, 72. So yeah, it's very close. Yeah, the people that are in the top of our cup is probably very well in the top standing as well.
Very close indeed. So they'll be at least 3 in the top 10 there.
Yeah, I would think so, because Ron Reed is like in the top 10, so if they are close to him, they're close to the top 10. So yeah, very well done to those who are doing well in that cup, and yeah.
Very nice.
Hope maybe we'll see some new names in the upcoming weeks as well.
We have 3 top 10.
Oh, really?
3 guys, top 3 are inside top 10. 5, 8, and 9.
Wow, that's crazy.
Good stuff.
Yeah, well done, guys.
Indeed, well done, well done. Keep up the good work, and it'd be great if the overall winner could be in our mini league, wouldn't it? We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the top 10 of our Felix K9 Cup are residing in overall top 40, inside top 40 overall. So
amazing.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's brilliant. All right, let's finish off this pod with our teams and plans for this game week then. So Abhishek, your team is on the screen. Would you like to talk us through what your thoughts are?
Yeah, my thought did not change from previous week, because I am looking to do midfield dynamos, looking to play midfield dynamos for game week 12. That was my plan for a really long time, and I think it will be that. I just need to take out Sinani, Pritchard, and Sinani and Pritchard to do two midfield transfers. I think Swift may be an option. He can come back in my squad. Another one I'm looking at is especially a Sheffield United midfielder. I don't own either Berg or Njai, whichever one I need to decide on. I have enough on the bank so that I can do these 2 moves. I have Odauda and Robinson, the Cardiff double up. Hopefully the new manager bounce picks up and they score even in a losing cause against Burnley. Hopefully those 2 can do some damage to Burnley. And Brownhill is my 5th midfielder. So apparently those 5. So I'm playing midfield dynamo. So apparently I will be playing 5 in the midfield. In terms of forwards, Pookie and Beverton Diaz should be enough to start. It's really hard to bench Conway because he was in form, but against QPR I can't risk. Another option is I can take Willop or Cheer as well if I don't go for any other option, because QPR against Bristol can't defend as of now. They're conceding like heavily, so they're conceding every game. So and Willock or Cheer can be a decent option in the midfield dynamos as well. So these are my options for midfield dynamos. As far as the team, my forwards will be Brereton and Pookie, and my 3-man defense will be Giles, Aarons, and Hammett. So
how much money in the bank do you have?
I have 2.5.
Okay. 2.5
million. So especially I have kept those money in the bank due to this. Cool. Hopefully I can have a good dynamos.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, money for a good upgrade there. Definitely. Nice. All right, David, talk us through your teams plural.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm like at a crossroads now. What do I do? Like, do I keep updating you on the team that's doing worse or better? So I'm this weekend just put both of them. So I'll just go through the max power way now first, which is my main team. Still love that name, but yeah. For like transfers, I'm not sure because my team looks okay, and I'm finally starting Wood, so now he's not going to get anything. That's like locked in now. So those who see this, don't start Wood. He's not going to get anything.
You heard it here first. He's gonna play.
Yeah, it's certain now. And the thing I'm most happy about is benching Thomas because he's not getting. If I'm not selling him, he's not getting in my 11. That's like for sure. But the thing I'm most uncertain about is like if I should bench Stupinan or not because he's not doing well at the moment. What I probably should do is just roll this week because I like my team, and then just find a way to get rid of Thomas and Stupinan for someone and Brighton, as I will need him soon anyway for my boosts. But yeah,
I think the Estupinian one is quite tricky because you if those 4 key players that was out, if Angus gets any news that they are due back next game week, then I think Estupinian is a hold and start.
Which players do you mean, by the way?
I have to check who the 4. I think Satya Manish, the winger, he was really lively. I think he was out.
Tete?
I think
Tete was the other one.
Yeah, he was also out. I think Tufan or
Tufan's back.
Tufan's back. Then okay. So I think another one. It's a key, important player that was out, especially on the midfield.
Okay.
I'm forgetting his name. So yeah, those 2 players, if they come back, then Estupinian stock rises once again.
Yeah.
So
who do you like start night bench instead of Superman in my team? Like because I don't want to bench but again. At least like the fall guy every week.
I don't hate the benching of a stupid man. I might do it myself, to be honest.
Yeah, because Luton are a bit solid and Hull haven't been great at the moment. So even if Estupinian is good on paper, he's not like in the best team at the moment. So at the moment, before we know any much injury news, then yeah, I'm sticking with this. But onto the more interesting stuff, my team that's actually doing well for some reason. Yeah, you can just be prepared for the Scandinavian players not moving anywhere. But yeah, I'm starting Berge every week because he's doing very well. And Oscar is starting because he's playing Valorant and he's surprisingly doing okay. The under-21 national for Norway, I think it was. And right now I have my captaincy on Pukki and Morris. And like what I'm considering is taking Pedro out for Diaz, I think, if I have the money. If not, I will probably take out Belkovs because is he like being dropped at the moment? What's happening with him? Because he didn't start this. He was didn't get any points this week, and Johansson was subbed in. So I don't know what's happening to him, but he's a bit expensive to not be playing. So yeah.
What's weird is that Millwall Gaffr does not get sacked, even if his team is performing bad. That's really weird.
He could be in trouble at the moment. To be fair, I think he could be.
Yeah.
The reason is we're like so used to a manager getting sacked left, right, and center because when teams are doing bad, it's just like the manager's fault. But I can respect not just getting rid of them, just hoping a new manager would just solve everything. But because like if the problem is in the team, a new manager isn't going to like.
The stinginess of Robert is the stinginess. He doesn't change his tactics just to accommodate his attacking players. He has loads of attacking players in his squad. He doesn't. For God's sake, he's benching Honeyman now. I mean,
really?
Yeah. Last game week he benched Honeyman. Or Honeyman is out.
Okay.
No, Honeyman got benched. Yes.
That's a bit. Yeah. But yeah. Other than that, I have to like nail my boost strategy now because I still have 2 boosts to play. So I'm probably most likely playing away days because like that's the best trip I have left and. Then I just have to see what I'm doing with the last one. But maybe I'm joining you on the overhaul thing, Abhishek, for that.
Oh, nice. I kind of have a feeling that Joe might as well join me on that.
Overhaul? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, let's just get onto your team, Joe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to pause for a second. Sorry, there's someone who looked a lot like my mum at the front of the queue, but it's not her. Okay, I'll edit that out.
But yeah,
the way she walked, it was definitely not her.
It's another hour. That's like
So close.
we can finish inside 10 minutes, right?
we can finish. Right, let's carry on.
Okay.
All right. Okay, here's my team. Currently set up as a 4-5-1. I'm probably going to roll. I don't really see any need to make any moves for this game. So at the current 4-5-1. That's a rare thing in Gaffr, but I've currently got a Stupinian and Gordon on my bench. I think we alluded to it earlier. I think Abhishek wanted to know my midfield. It's currently Giles, Bree, Ahmed Hodzic, and Matson. And the plan is, if I roll, I'll use 2 free transfers going into game week 13 and play part of the bus. And get rid of Lindsay. I don't know whether I'll get rid of Matson or not. I'm really not sure on him because, as you'll have seen, I benched him this week thinking he was going to get benched and come on for a 1-pointer and that he'd lost his place to Vitinho. The reason why I thought that was he'd obviously been benched for 1 game. Fine, that happens. But the game before that, from what I'd seen of him, he really hadn't played very well. So I thought he might have been out because of poor performances. So Matson is a difficult one because I'm kind of worried that I keep him and then he gets benched just for game week 13 and then he's back in the team in 14. So we'll see. But I will probably get Isaiah Jones for game week 13 because he plays Birmingham. I would like to get Bogle if he is back, but I think it's probably too early. It'll just about be too early in game week 13 to get him, considering I think it's a midweek. And he might not be up to full sharpness. I think it will just be a bit early for him. So then I will have a defence of Giles, Bree, Ahmed Hodzic, Jones, and then Matson, or if I transfer him out, someone else. I don't know who that someone else would be at this point. We'll see.
That's a pretty nice defence on Park the Bus.
Yeah, it is a nice defence on Park the Bus. Hopefully it will deliver. I suspect it might be quite difficult for it to deliver as well as it might have done this if I'd ended up doing it this week, but we'll see. Captaincy is probably going to be on Wallace or Swift. It's a lottery with Wallace and Swift at the moment because they keep one returns 1 week, the other returns the next week. So I'm going to play West Brom roulette and probably captain one of those and vice captain chair and see what happens. But yeah, having done the -8 and done the surgery, even though my rank has kind of suffered a bit, I'm feeling okay about the state of my team now. It feels back in control now. Sarr is out. But forwards are still a massive headache for me. I'm not loving my forward line at the minute, but I think I'm going to be keeping on with all 3 for a bit. It's just hard to find anyone consistent. Alright, that is me. So, that is it. Are there any last things we need to say? Last bits of news? Don't think so.
Just a bit that 2 managers have been sacked in a space of 2 days. First it was Huddersfield, now it's Cardiff. Today. Yesterday was Huddersfield, today is Cardiff.
Yeah, I think Huddersfield was a couple of days prior, but after midweek basically. Yeah, so we'll see if that leads to any kind of changes in play style and any new manager bounces. Don't know. We'll see. Brill. Well, hope you all enjoy the international break and enjoy a break from fantasy football, even though we've kind of almost just had a little break. Yeah, and then it will be onto the last stint before the World Cup. There's another international break as well, isn't there? Are there 2 international breaks? I can't remember. Anyway, we'll have our kind of stint to the World Cup. And yeah, we're also looking forward to seeing the next set of boosts in a few weeks. Anyway, let's wrap things up. All that remains to be said is, well, thank you for everyone for watching, listening, like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And we will see you next time. So it's goodbye from me.
And namaste from me.